This next video is going to be dedicated to, the grind, the everyday things that we have to do to make ends meet and to basically create a false sense of happiness. Well, it's not really a false sense of happiness. I mean, everybody has responsibilities. You have bills, you have car payments, you have house payments, mortgages. Some of us have kids, wives, spouses, however you want to call it nowadays. You have financial obligations. So I'd like to touch on a few things, as far as, I realize that, through talking through peers and other family and just people in general, there's not a lot of, spending the way people used to spend. There's not a focus on, owning a boat and a luxury item and things like that. Now it's more, the focus is, just basically surviving. And it's gotten to a point where survival itself has just gotten so taxing, I mean, with the cost of everything gone through the roof, it's very hard to make ends meet. If you have kids in college, you see the cost of that. If you have, a regular just grocery bill now is doubled and tripled, from how it used to be. So the question is the grind really worth what it used to be, or do people even care about the same things anymore? I see a lot of videos now on YouTube where people are talking about the Gen Zers don't care as much about, materialistic things and owning, a fancy car or even a big house. I think a lot of them have lost hope and focus in it. So the question is are we happier with more? I was raised by, my father had a business always, and we were very fortunate to have a lot of material things that we needed, and we didn't have a struggle. Now that I have kids of my own, and I'm trying to do things such as business and jobs and other things, I see that it's almost impossible to provide the same way as my dad provided for me when we were growing up and my family. It's very difficult now. It's not the same obstacles, the cost of everything is just insane, and the fact that we have the keeping up with the Jones syndrome for everything is even, it's a good donation to why things cost so much too, because we're buying things not out of necessity. We're buying things to, for immediate gratification, for things that we feel like we have to justify ourselves, and along with our generation and our peers and all kinds of things, houses that are larger than you really need, and cars that are too expensive, the latest cell phone every 6 months. So I ask, does anybody feel like this is just some rat race that no one's winning? Because I sure feel like that sometimes, honestly. I mean, I do have desire, to buy material things, and I do have some material things, but, in this day and age, the more I look at stuff, the less I actually want, because it's just a responsibility, and also to keep up with it and to have it for no reason. It doesn't make me any happier, honestly. Like, sometimes I look at things and I'm like, man, do I really need this, or do I really need that? I feel like there's been a good look at, what the society really needs. You see people struggling, they can't eat, they can't provide for their families, and sometimes I think that we've become a society where we live a fake richness. We just buy things and get more in debt. And I, for one, am tired of a lot of that, And I'm sure a lot of other millennials and people my generation, It's just insane to me how things have changed, where you cannot provide for your family the same unless you have a, two income home and you're making over $100,000 a year each person. That's just mediocrity now at this point. you know. But, you know, hopefully things will turn around and change a little bit. I just wanted to get that off my chest. I feel like a lot of people, I see videos where people are complaining, and they're rightfully doing it because it's just too hard, you know. I mean, if you got anything to comment in the comment section, and you know, like and subscribe to the videos. If you like this content, you know, I will eventually get a better setup than what I have for the video making, you know, but that's pretty much what I think right now. I'll see you on the next one.